Well, how I enrolled and why I enrolled, probably it's best to give a little bit of a backstory first, in that for many, many years I have suffered quite badly with mental illness and depression, but very much hidden, and I was very secretive about how much I was struggling, and therefore I sort of put on an act and pretended that everything was okay. And this has really stemmed from being a teenager, and the more I acted and the more I pretended, the more it seemed to be the go-to thing. And because I appeared okay on the outside, really nobody knew what was going on the inside. And after a period of time, after a number of years, the wall starts to crumble around you, and it gets impossible to hold everything on the inside. And I found myself getting increasingly depressed, anxious, finding life more challenging, because I simply wasn't being open about my stuff. I was trying to be the man, trying to be strong and show that I was okay. And I got into New Leaf College because it was so brilliantly easy to book a course and get onto a course without having to go through a doctor, without having to go through a mental health professional. I could be almost quite anonymous and book the course, turn up, and not necessarily have any expectations either. And from doing my first course with New Leaf College, it really just opened up so many doors for me. Just being around people that understood my stuff and being able to be honest and open to people, hearing similar stories of individuals that, like me, had spent years and years feeling terrible at times, but simply hadn't had the courage to talk about it, or hadn't wanted to go to the doctor because it seemed a weakness to see a professional. So from the first course I did, I then went on to do many others, because it really started to open me up, and it was a gateway to improving my own well-being and my own mental health. So that would be sort of how I got into New Leaf. I wish I'd done something like this years ago, but I've done it now, and I'm really grateful for that, and I'm grateful to New Leaf College.
I wanted to improve my health and wanted to be calm and collected all the time, rather than being anxious.
Initially, I enrolled at the college to learn about mindfulness as a tool for self-management for chronic fatigue syndrome. And I enrolled on a 3-week course locally with some friends, and it was a really good experience for me.
I was having counselling at Wellbeing with the Wellbeing service, and I happened to see a poster that was up at the Wellbeing in the Wellbeing Centre, which was talking about the New Leaf College, and I thought that looked interesting. So then when I got home, I looked it up online, and I saw a lot of courses that I thought would be really good for me. So I thought, well, there's no harm in giving it a try. So I enrolled in the first one, and which was in St Albans actually, and it was the people there were so welcoming. The tutor was really good. It was sort of friendly and warm, and I felt really good there. I felt that I'd learnt quite a bit by the end of that particular course. So I went home and I looked up other courses and enrolled for 1 or 2 other ones.
I was visiting Stevenage Leisure Centre, and I've been doing some voluntary meet and greet people on the Health Hub, telling them about different activities going on there. And I suddenly came across New Leaf. I'd never heard of it before. And then I think probably the next day or sometime quite close afterwards, I went to what they call the North Herts Carers Group, and it's people looking after someone with some illness. And my husband had dementia at the time and had become quite violent and was sectioned and had to go into a dementia home. And I was interested to see learn more, really. As I say, I'm very interested in different things. And then I think I saw a poster which told me about New Leaf. I got more information and I thought I'd like to get involved with this. I think this is something that would help me deal with my husband Jim.
I've attended various courses, and the reason being that the first course I attended, which was Understanding Anxiety, was such a good course, opened up so many thought-provoking ideas and suggestions and ways of improving my well-being around anxiety. I knew that I wanted to not only do that same course again in a different location, but I went on to the Understanding Depression course. I did the mindfulness course, which is over 3 sessions. I did 6 sessions of something called Peer Pathway, which is an opportunity to do an individual learning plan and actually almost create your own well-being with somebody that's done it before. And I'm looking at doing other courses as well.
I attended mindfulness, anxiety, Dare to Dream, Pain Explained was the best one I attended, which gave me the tools of being aware of every minute, eat slowly. That helped a lot in my swallowing problems, breathing every time, and I'm surprised actually that I'm able to put it in practice and I'm able to remember. So I really am so grateful, and I've thoroughly enjoyed all the courses I've attended.
I've attended about 8 courses, starting with the mindfulness, and then I did the long-term chronic illness course, which was actually fantastic. It was packed full of information and it gave me some real practical tips for everyday living. And the environment was such good fun. I just carried on booking lots of other courses, so all the courses sort of come together to provide an in-depth learning experience, which has been very valuable.
Well, I've done so many courses that some of them I can't remember the names of, but I think the ones that really stand out for me are the mindfulness course, which has certainly helped me with sleep. I've helped me when I went to the need to get to sleep at night, which I was having problems with. It's also helped me because I like to go out walking, and I like to walk in the countryside, and it makes me more aware of the surroundings and the things I'm seeing. So that I found really helpful, and in many other ways as well. I also I recently did the writing for Welllbeing course, which I helped to co-produce, and I found that really interesting, and I may do that one again. I've done other courses more than once. I did the creativity course more than once, because I like that sort of thing. I like, we were made to be or helped to be creative, and as a creative person, I found that helped me a lot. But all the courses that I've done so far I've found really helpful, otherwise I wouldn't be still doing them.
Well, first of all, I always look down, and anything that's in Stevenage I go to. Sometimes, like mindfulness, I'd never come across the word before, and I just went to see what it was all about.
I really felt like, having received so much, I wanted to give back, and I think this happens a lot in society when you've been gifted something, and I'm sort of giving back to the college by volunteering in everything from administration to getting involved as a classroom assistant, and having done the Peer Pathway course, which was a fantastic six-week course over 6 sessions. I have opted to actually help facilitate the next one, because I got so much from the first one, so I just want to give back. So I think that's testament in itself that having been rewarded so much from a well-being point of view, I want to give back, and I look forward to going further with New Leaf and helping others like I've been helped, and to to offer my own experiences and to offer my help, and to look forward to it.
At the moment, I'm going to attend the peer pathways starting from next month.
I've also been involved with New Leaf College in their co-production of Building Healthy Relationships course, which was really quite an exciting thing to do and a great opportunity to meet more of the team. After that, I went on to do the individual learning plan, which helps me set my goals and helps me navigate my way through the college. And after that, I've signed up to do the peer pathway, which I'll start in the summer term. So that's just building on everything I've learnt to date, which is going to be quite exciting.
Well, I got involved with the peer pathway. Again, my interest was risen when I'd never heard of peer pathways, and there I came to see what it was all about. And the first day we was about five, I think there was 5 or 6 of us. I knew one person, Dennis, who came from Stevenage, because I'd met him on another course, and I didn't know anyone else, but I found everyone was very friendly, and we seemed to break down the natural reserve, the British natural reserve of not talking to strangers, but we talked and joked and laughed, and I felt very at home with the people there. I felt that they could understand my problems, because they've probably got the same problems themselves, and you always think you're alone in all this, but there's always someone there.
Yes, the college has definitely helped me enormously. I think it has helped me become more vulnerable as an individual, to let go of the big ego that was surrounding me, that was pretty much protecting my mental illness and my difficulties with my well-being. I was pretending everything was all right. I have been for years, putting on the act, as I mentioned earlier. And meeting so many genuine people, authentic people, I felt that I had an opportunity to open up and be myself, hearing other people's vulnerabilities, and that includes the individuals that actually facilitated the course and presented the course. And I think once you've got the facilitators and presenters showing vulnerability and being honest and truthful and authentic, then it's much, much easier for somebody that's gone along for an induction or a classroom session to then do the same. It really was an environment that I felt that I could be me, and I didn't have to pretend. And it's from not having to pretend that it's helped my well-being so much, because having to pretend is so painful. It's one of the worst things that I could do to myself, was to pretend that everything was okay when it wasn't. And the mask only lasts for so long.
Yeah, New Leaf College has helped brilliantly. Met lots of lovely people. All the tutors and peer tutors were really professional, and all the tools they gave were very practical. And as I told earlier, that I am able to put it in practice, and I'm able to see the benefits of it as well. So yeah, it's very practical, and you can actually see your life changing, as I'm less anxious, less angry, and I am now able to remember to literally sit back and relax before I say anything. That's brilliant for me.
Yes, the college has provided a lot of help for me in terms of self-management. I've learned a lot of practical tips which I can apply every day, and that's helped me become more confident and independent. And I'm really thankful for what the college has offered me.
I would say very much so. I first got involved 2 or 3 years ago. Went to my GPs and said how depressed I was, and she put me on a list for consultations, and I waited, and I think I heard about New Leaf about the same time, and that came quicker. I had to wait for it to come to Stevenage, of course, but it's helped me a lot more, I would say, than professional psychiatrists. Maybe it's because not the only one in the room, and I'm sharing it with people.
Certainly it's helped me. It's helped me in more ways than you could probably think. It's helped me with my creative writing. It's certainly, that course has helped me think a bit more about the way I write, and that's helped me. It's helped my confidence. As I've said, I don't think I would have had the confidence to do this before I started doing the college. I once actually turned down an opportunity to do something like this because I didn't feel confident enough to do it. I've made a few friends as well, which has been helpful. So the college has been a great help to me, and I look forward to what I can get out of it as well from now on, and learning a lot more.